Shalom and welcome. This is Man's Final Steps. My name is Symmanayah, and this is a continuing series for those who would be in the 144,000 and multitude mentioned in Revelation 7th and 14th chapter. It is a series that is addressed to Yashar'al. Yashar'al consists of both Hebrew and Goyim, or other nations, who seek to worship and obey the Almighty Father Yahuwah and come to accept Yahusha as Mashiach, as Messiah. For it is you I consider my brothers and sisters. In this segment of Man's Final Step, this is the 18th installment. It is entitled The Last Exodus. The Last Exodus. Ask, seek, hear. My brothers and sisters, many of us believe there will be a gathering of 144,000 in multitude. With our belief comes questions as to who, when, and where will we witness these individuals. We are also curious as to whether or not we will be in the ranks of such groups. I submit to you there will come a time when we will witness the last exodus as we know it regarding the gathering of saints out of the presence of the wicked ones. An appointed place will become visible to the 144,000 and those who would be part of the multitude that will come out of the great tribulation. Yes, a safe place, a safe location will become known to those who are intended to represent these ranks. What do you know about an exodus? What do we know about an exodus? Mostly we can reflect back on the days of Moshe or Moses. Let's examine some events that occurred during Moshe's time. In Exodus 14th chapter, verse 10 through 14, it reads as follows. And when Pharaoh drew near, the children of Yashar'al lifted their eyes and saw the Mitzrayites coming after him. And they were greatly afraid. So the children of Yashar'al cried out to Yahuwah. And they said to Moshe, did you take us away to die in the wilderness because there are no graves in Mitzrayim? What is this you have done to us to bring us up out of Mitzrayim? Is this not the word that we spoke to you in Mitzrayim, saying, leave us alone and let us serve the Mitzrayites? For it would have been better for us to serve the Mitzrayites than to die in the wilderness. And Moshe said to the people, do not be afraid. Stand still and see the deliverance of Yahuwah, which he does for you today. For the Mitzrayites whom you see today, you are never to see again. Yahuwah does fight for you, and you keep still. That was Exodus 14, verses 10 through 14. I want to also share with you Exodus 17, verses 3 through 6. And it reads as follows. And the people thirsted for water, and the people grumbled against Moshe and said, why did you bring us out of Mitzrayim to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst? Then Moshe cried out to Yahuwah, saying, what am I to do with this people? Yet a little, and they shall stone me. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, pass over before the people and take with you some of the elders of Yashar'al, and take in your hand your rod with which you smote the river, and go. See, I'm standing before you there on the rock of Horeb, and you shall smite the rock, and water shall come out of it, and the people shall drink. And Moshe did so before the eyes of the elders of Yashar'al. That was Exodus 17, verses 3 through 6. Numbers 16, 29 to 33, and they reads as follows. If these die as all men do, or if they are visited as all men are visited, then Yahuwah has not sent me. But if Yahuwah creates what is unheard of, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them up with all that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the grave, then you shall know that these men have scorned Yahuwah. And it came to be, as he ended speaking all these words, that the ground under them split apart, and the earth opened its mouth and swallowed them up, and their households, and all the men with Korah, with all their goods. So they and all those with them went down alive into the grave, and the earth closed over them, and they perished from the midst of the assembly. My brothers and sisters, in the midst of Yashar'al's exodus, during the days of Moshe, people often grumbled and challenged the leadership of the Almighty Father's chosen. Just as we discover resistance and fighting against the Almighty Father's chosen leaders in days of old, so will we witness similar infighting and doubt in the last Exodus. Our journey will become even more complex as we draw closer to the return of our Mashiach. I strongly encourage each and every person to realize the severity of what's at stake, to embrace the importance and functionality of the words ask, seek, and hear what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying. The Almighty Father Yahuwah sent His set-apart Spirit in Yahushua's name to teach us and bring things to remembrance that He tells us. He has an established plan which not only is reflective of the deliverance that occurred during the days of Moshe. His plans continue, and it includes us. If we examine the Exodus during the days of Moshe, there were times the grumblings of Yashar'al stopped when they received drink, water. There were times when they became comforted when quail and manna was provided. But we can also witness in Scripture times where judgment and wrath resulted in the death of individuals who battled against the Almighty Father Yahuwah's chosen. Yes, my brothers and sisters, individuals who fought and war against the anointed and chosen leaders of the Most High. Pray earnestly to discern and identify those who would be called in or chosen by the Most High, who are led by the Spirit of Yahushua. Believe it or not, these were people's friends who died when the ground opened up. Referencing Numbers 16, 32 and 33. These were people, friends, acquaintances, probably some relatives. Died, killed at the hand of the Most High for getting in the way, for fighting against His righteous plan. If you read the story more, you will discover there were 250 men who were consumed by fire at the hand of the Almighty Father. You see, my brothers and sisters, this is not a game. This is all too serious. While we may read about history and ignore the magnitude of what occurred, we will witness similar events occurring during the last Exodus. Ask, seek, and hear. Establish a ready mind to obey His living guidance, to follow those whom He has chosen to lead us. Yes, my brothers and sisters, it's time to be mindful of these critical words. Become familiar with these, for as we emerge into end times, we will face some extreme challenges. There are many who are crafting strategies, with some trying to forge their own prophecy fulfillment, while attempting to drag others along with them in their wickedness. Come away from such. Just as countless times the Most High Father provided proof and removed the wicked out of the way of His people, prepare to witness those among us who will die, yes, die, sleep, in order that we may press forward. There will be those who have good intentions and many who perceive their actions as righteous, but will only come to discover their ways are filled with wickedness and rebellion. In order for the working words from the Almighty Father, to be successful, obstacles must and will be removed. In these last days, these end times, we will witness the last Exodus, the gathering of the saints. We will witness the rise of the 144,000 in multitude. Yes, there will be a gathering. Do not be overtaken by false, misleading, self-appointed teachers, mores, leaders, etc. The last Exodus is soon to come. It is in the wake of what we see now. And once the ranks are in place, a safe location, we will witness the final days of man in these earthen vessels. Pray and watch. Our Mashiach draws near. Our Messiah draws near. Until next time, continue to press forward in worship and obedience. Continue to be encouraged. Until next time, my brothers, my sisters, be mindful that there will be the last Exodus. This is it, regarding the gathering of Yahuwah's people as we know it in these earthen vessels. Pray earnestly, ask, seek, and be prepared to hear what the Spirit of Yahushua is saying. Until next time, my family, stay tuned as the series continues. Shalom, shalom, shalom.